Well, hey guys, big ol' welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be switching off some mechanical stuff and we're going to be switching back into trucking. So today's topic, something I get asked a lot about by other truck drivers when I'm out on the road, is how is trucking with dogs? So that's what we're going to talk about today, is trucking with dogs. And we're only going to speak on small dogs because obviously that's what I've got here to work with. So we are actually going to head out to Mechanicsburg now to pick up our trailer, and then I'll be right back with you. Alright guys, so we made it here to Mechanicsburg. We're about to take our co-captains here. I haven't introduced you yet. This one's Olivia. You've seen her in a couple of different videos. And the other one here is Reese. She's hiding, but she's just been added to our family. But anyways, first things first, with dogs, you're gonna have to take them out frequently. So let's get them out. So when you're going trucking with dogs, the first thing you gotta keep in mind is they have to pee and poop too. You're not the only one. So keep in mind, if you're gonna have smaller dogs, I recommend stopping every, like, at the max 3 hours. Reese here, she's a puppy. She's only about five months old right now. So I take her out honestly every like hour and a half, 2 hours. It's good to keep a good like steady schedule, especially when they're going trucking with you. So what I try to do is find some grassy areas. Hold on one second. Like I was saying, I try to find some grassy areas where they can wander around and do their business. Definitely want to have bags with you. You don't want to leave, you know, the number 2s at warehouses or customers, or, you know, at truck stops, because it's just bad housekeeping. But yeah, so number 1 with trucking is you gotta take them out frequently, because you don't want to leave them in the truck and then have accidents in your truck. I would highly recommend bringing a leash with you, because it's better to control your dog and know where it's at and know where it's going than having your dog run around a parking lot and risk getting hit by one of the big trucks that's driving around you at all times. Alright, so we just got finished taking them out. Just went inside and got my papers. And now we're going to go look for a trailer. But one pro tip for you real quick is when you get out of your truck, if you have dogs, I would recommend taking your key with you, because sometimes they'll jump up on your door and hit the lock switch and you'll be locked out with a running truck. Hasn't happened to me, but I've heard of it happening to a couple other people, so that's just a tip for you. So we picked up our trailer, as you guys saw, and now we're gonna head from Mechanicsburg to Burlington, New Jersey. That's where we're stopping today. It's about an hour and a half by truck, maybe an hour and 45. So when we get there, we'll check back in and we'll talk more in depth about trucking with dogs, what you need to bring, and maybe some pros and cons about that. So we'll see you when we get to New Jersey. as you can see, we made it to Burlington, New Jersey. It's been exactly 2 hours, and we're doing our second bathroom break. We're trying to. Anyways, after we're done this bathroom break, we're going to meet you back in the truck. It's their dinner time, and we're going to talk about the pros and cons of bringing a dog with us and what you should bring. Alright, so we got parked in the door, which is pretty unheard of. We've only been here 15 minutes, but that's besides the point. So we're going to get into the meat of the video now, which is talking about these dogs right here in trucking. So first we're going to start off with what you need when you're taking a dog trucking. So the first thing you're going to need is obviously a dog. We've got 2 of them with us. Very good little girls. The second thing you're going to need is a leash. This is pretty crucial if you have a dog that isn't trained, is like a puppy, or doesn't really listen to commands too well. With Olivia, if the grassy area or wherever I'm taking her out is big enough, she listens to me and she doesn't go anywhere she's not supposed to. But if you don't want your dog to be at risk, or you or other drivers, take a leash with you, because you just want to make sure that you have control over your dog and they're not running all over the road. The second thing you're going to need is water. I have a gallon jug that I drink out of, but I also have these bowls, 2 of them, one for water and one for food. But obviously your dog needs to eat and drink, so bring some water with you, or stop at a truck stop, get some water, but you know, make sure that they're taken care of as well as you. The third thing I'd recommend is toys. There's some toys hidden around here somewhere. I'm not a liar, there's toys. But if you have a puppy or just a very active dog, it's a great idea to bring toys with you, because rather than having them chew up your seats or cables or anything else, give them something to do. They're kind of like humans. They get bored. If they're sitting around doing something for too long, they're gonna get adventurous and start chewing on stuff or want something to do. So bring a toy. So that's another thing that I'd recommend when you're bringing your dog with you when you're going in the truck. The next thing that I suggested that you bring along is poo-poo bags, because you don't want to just leave those anywhere that they go. It's good housekeeping to clean it up, and if you're at a customer that you go to frequently, you definitely don't want to take your dog there often and have them seeing you with your dog and just leaving that stuff there, because they're going to call your company and complain, and that's going to look bad on you. So take those poo-poo bags with you, because your dog's going to do it, so you're going to have to clean it up. And the last thing that I'd recommend that you take with you, and this is all at the very minimum, there's a couple other things, like I bring a blanket when it's cold, and it's like a comfort item for them. But the last thing that you absolutely need, especially if you're over the road, is dog food. I'm not going to pull it out or they're going to go wild, but I keep a bag of, like a Ziploc gallon freezer bag of dog food in the truck, so that way when it's time for them to eat, I can feed them to keep them on their schedule. So basically I feed them twice a day, once at 9 a.m., once at 5 p.m. And I have food in the truck, so that way I can feed them around those times so they stay on their schedule. So that would be the stuff that I'd suggest you bring with you when you're taking dogs trucking. So now I guess to answer a lot of the questions that most of these other truckers that I've met out and about who've seen that I have dogs, the question I get the most is, how is it? So it's a very objective question. It's not like there's one way of saying it's good or it's bad. It depends on a couple different things. It depends on the temperament of your dogs, and it depends on how patient you are, and I suppose just how much time you give yourself to get to each destination. So number one, like I said, the temperament of the dogs definitely matters, because if they're calm and they can just hang out and sleep like dachshunds do, they're known for sleeping a ton and eating, that works well, because they kind of just sit there and hang out and chill. But if you have like a really hyper dog, it might not work out for you, because that dog might need more exercise and might need to get out and do more things. Number two is it depends on you. It depends on how patient you are. If you think you're not that patient of a person and you don't think you can do what it takes to take care of them while you're on the road and take care of their needs as well as yours, then it's probably not worth it. But if you think you are patient enough and you think it would benefit you to have company, then I would definitely say it's a plus. And then, just like I said, how well they're trained really takes into account of whether you should take them on the road with you or not. Because if they're going to be causing a distraction while you're driving, it's most likely not worth it. But so to answer the question, for me personally, for me it's worth it. I enjoy having my companions here with me. It gives me an opportunity to have Reese here and to train her while on the road, because there's definitely a lot of times where I can give her commands like stay, and that's something that she's learning because of all the extra time that she gets to spend with me. So that would be my answer to the truck drivers who ask me, how is it trucking with dogs? It all depends on you, the dog, and the situation. So enough of that. They're hungry. I'm going to feed them dinner, and you're going to get to see these little Velociraptors go to work. Just as I said I was going to feed them dinner, they've got a friend over there. I also recommend, when you can, and when the places are clean enough. This one, you know, there's stuff laying around, but when you have enough grass and a little bit of clean area, just to get them out and get their legs stretched a little bit. This way, come on. Come on. And this part right here is what makes it all worth it. You get to have a companion during downtime and unloads. Sometimes that can take up to like 7 hours for unloads, and downtime for you guys who are on the road at all times, 34 hours. Alright folks, well, we are back home. That's going to end this video off. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed seeing some wiener dogs going trucking. Join us next week for our next video. That's pretty much all I've got for you today. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys later.